Today on Forbes, chips giant TSMC sued over anti-American discrimination. As the world's biggest chipmaker, Taiwan's Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC, ramps up production in the United States, a group of more than a dozen current and former employees are suing it for alleged, quote, anti-American discrimination, which they claim has displaced U.S. workers in favor of Taiwanese hires. Headquartered in Hsinchu, Taiwan, TSMC manufactures high-performance computing chips for companies like Apple and NVIDIA. It reported $10 billion in profits last quarter, thanks to the recent artificial intelligence boom. In 2020, the company announced a $65 billion plan to bring 3 of its semiconductor fabs to Phoenix, Arizona, promising to create thousands of U.S. jobs in a trillion-dollar industry. TSMC is set to receive $6.6 billion in funding and $5 billion in loans to support the project through the Federal CHIPS Act, which was enacted during the Biden administration and is meant to stimulate semiconductor manufacturing in the U.S. However, its American expansion has been mired in controversy over its dependence on Taiwanese workers, which the company's founder, Morris Chang, has previously attributed to, quote, a lack of manufacturing talents on U.S. soil. Last year, more than half of TSMC's 2,200-person Arizona workforce hailed from Taiwan, and the tensions between U.S. and Taiwanese employees have been the focus of several reports that highlighted differences in professional norms. The suit was originally filed in August by Deborah Howington, a current talent acquisition executive at TSMC, in California's Northern District Court. As a member of TSMC's HR leadership team, she claimed to have witnessed a culture of unlawful discriminatory practices that favored Taiwanese candidates and employees. And this month, 12 former TSMC staff with similar allegations signed on to the suit. The plaintiff group's attorney, Daniel Kachin, who is a partner at law firm Kachin & Lowe, told Forbes, quote, having accepted $6 billion in U.S. federal funding and elected to compete within the U.S., it's imperative that TSMC comply with federal discrimination laws and treat all races, national origins, and citizens equally. We're confident in our case and look forward to presenting the case to a jury. Kachin & Lowe recently won a class action lawsuit against staffing giant Cognizant, which was accused of favoring Indian workers on H-1B visas over local hires. In a new complaint filed last week, the former TSMC group, which includes American citizens and non-Taiwanese foreign nationals, described a, quote, discriminatory scheme concocted by TSMC's parent corporation, allegedly, quote, comprised almost exclusively of Taiwanese nationals who encourage and expect the U.S.-based subsidiaries to obey TSMC's discriminatory policies and practices without pushback, despite the fact that these policies and practices violate U.S. law. TSMC has yet to submit a rebuttal to the class action complaint and declined to comment on the ongoing litigation. A company spokesperson told Forbes, quote, TSMC believes strongly in the value of a diverse workforce, and we hire and promote without regard to gender, religion, race, nationality, or political affiliation because we respect differences and believe that equal employment opportunities strengthen our competitiveness. We also provide various channels for employees to raise concerns and strive to address concerns constructively. Part of the suit focuses on the company's alleged preference for employees who can speak and write Mandarin Chinese. The plaintiffs claim that meetings and business materials were often communicated only in Mandarin, preventing English speakers from doing their jobs and forcing them to decipher instructional texts with translation services. This was especially problematic when U.S. employees were required to undergo training in Taiwan. One person claimed a manager encouraged her to study Mandarin on the Duolingo app. For full coverage, check out Sarah Emerson's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.